Hello, it's me, R.R. Lee, and welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. We're gonna do Tama's story because we have to save Kano from drinking the Burning Hammer energy drink, and we also cleared the way with Achi so that her boss doesn't get taken away by those thugs. So let's see, it should be this one. Who to choose? Who to give the energy drink to? Who looks thirsty today? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off to the businessman on my left, who is in shape and doesn't need any dieting. Here, please, have this. Here you go, sir. A free sample of Burning Hammer, the latest and greatest diet drink. Guaranteed to make you burn. Aww. The businessman flashes me a look of utter contempt and makes a point of avoiding me as he slips past. Bam. There goes the wind right out of my sails. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock in the Nokane building. Oh, looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get how nobody's taking any of mine. Why? What's going on here? What can I possibly be doing wrong, I look at the clock, it's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I'll need to get ready and head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they won't withhold my pay or anything. I didn't do anything other than stand in a costume, but hey, what gives? You still got that many left. It doesn't look like any dialogue has changed, so let's see if we can actually just go back now to Kano. Because we got rid of his drink, so he doesn't have drink anymore. No more Burning Hammer with him, yes? I kept going because I wanted to see if there'd be a change in dialogue, but it doesn't seem like there is one. Stare him down menacingly, Kano. Kano decided to stare him down. Ah, my apologies, the man said. He shut his phone with a click. I know it's rather rude to talk on one's cell phone when you're on the train. That's just common decency. The man affected a smile, then headed back to the car from which he come. Sheesh. Guess I overreacted. You gotta stop staring at everyone. An oddly dressed passenger murmured in Kano's ear. Blend into your surroundings more. Sasayama, when did you get here? His partner had somehow found time to change his disguise. The steely expression on his face was at odds with his anime nerd getup. We've already said all of this dialogue in the last one, but let's see if there are any changes. Concentrate, keep your eyes peeled, Kano, for any different dialogue. He patted him on the back and headed into the other car without giving him the Burning Hammer energy drink. So it does work. You can change between timelines after just doing that decision. You don't have to do anything else. It'll automatically save, it seems. The suspect, meanwhile, is still staring out the window. The announcer's electronic voice filled the train compartment. Next stop, Harajuku. Next stop, Harajuku. Huh? Kano almost cried out. The suspect was moving towards the exit door when the train was reaching a stopping point at an exit. Kano couldn't believe it. Apparently, he was the only one taking the train down the line. I can read. Harajuku. The train pulled into Harajuku Station, and the man got off. The area east of the Japan Rail Harajuku Station, corresponding to Jingume 1 Chome in Shibuya, once a bustling Shukuba, or post station where travelers could rest while journeying across the country. In modern times, it bustles instead with high schoolers after school displaying flashy youth fashion. Clothing and accessory stores and fast food restaurants line the streets. Many cutting-edge trends in Japanese youth culture get their start here. Wow. The detectives following him disembarked accordingly. The suspect walked along the platform and took a seat on an empty bench. Was he checking to see if he had a tail? Sticking around the platform at a station where you just got off was pretty unusual behavior. Not wanting to arouse the man's suspicion, the investigators from the NPD made their way down the stairs as inconspicuously as they could. Kano, however, had a sudden inspiration and went to speak to one of the station attendants. Sorry to bother you, but I think I left something on the train just now. He tried to keep eye contact on the man on the bench as he fed the story to the attendant. There's so many twos. There's so many two-letter words on this that it is tripping me up. The suspect sat silently on the bench, a attaché case clutched securely in his arms. He didn't really look like he was checking for a tail. Was he waiting here for someone else then? Waiting for the next train. Before long, a train heading counterclockwise around the loop arrived. The man rose from the bench and stepped up to the boarding area. Wait, what the heck? If this guy got on the counterclockwise train, wouldn't that just take him right back to Shibuya Station? What is with Shibuya? It's even the title of the game. The man boarded the train. Kano had no choice but to follow suit. Was this guy playing them? I mean, everybody else left, so it's just you now. The suspects got off again once the train reached Shibuya. All he'd done was go to Harajuku and come right back. Kano reported in to Kuze. The suspect has returned to Shibuya Station. Acknowledged! Keep tailing him! Kano felt himself growing increasingly paranoid. This criminal organization didn't seem too keen on getting away. And here was HQ, giving these guys free rein. They probably already switched the suitcases when you weren't looking, when no one was around. Something was off. He was sure of that. As he tailed the mark, Kano took out his phone. What were Tatano's instincts about the case right now? What does my detective book of dick tips have to say about this instant? If the senior detective had any advice, Kano would love to hear it. He dialed Tatano's number. Ring-a-ring-a-ring-a-ring-a-ring. The line rang a few times, but no one picked up. Tatano! My dictum sense is tingling and you're not picking up the phone? How could he? I need more dictums. Probably he was too busy seeing to Hitomi's safety. Kano felt bewildered. They had been letting the suspect lead them around over an hour now. During an abduction case, you generally didn't update the victim's family on any developments in case they tried to interfere. Kano could only imagine what the Osawa family was going through right now. After a short walk from Shibuya Station, the attaché case was handed off yet again. Jeez! This time the recipient was a tall, dark-skinned man. Again, the Shibuya-based task force split into two groups in order to tail both suspects. Kano stuck with the man who had the case. Oh, there's a blue van. As the previous man had done, the newest suspect wandered around Dogenzaga for a while. Repeatedly looping around and around the same locations was a weirdly roundabout way to make a series of handoffs. Excuse me, detective? Kano turned around with a start. Oh, hey, he said, I know you. It was Leyland Palmer, the lecturer who had been an eyewitness to the kidnapping. The man practically radiated concern. How is Maria doing? Is she alright? I am very, worried for her. His Japanese was more halting now. My heart, it is with her family. Kano gave a quick look around. It didn't appear that they were being watched. Maybe Palmer knew more than he told the police earlier. If Kano talked to him now, he might get some additional clues. If the syndicate spots us, my cover's blown, we're hosed, I can't stick around like this. Why are you just here? Let's see if we get some extra information from him. Maybe Palmer knew more than he told the police earlier. Maybe he learned some more Japanese and can better explain himself. If Kano talked to him now, he might get some additional clues. Actually, Leyland, do you mind if I ask you a few more questions about the party where you were kidnapped, where the kidnapping occurred? Leyland squared his shoulders. No, please, ask anything. Do you know what time Maria showed up at the event? Leyland hesitated, thinking. Probably around 6 o'clock. She was there when it started. Was there anyone else who stood out? Stood out? How? Like someone you wouldn't usually expect to see there. Leyland tilted his head. No, I don't think so. Everyone there was a student from my class during the exchange students. Not much new here, Kennel thought. Wait, exchange students? What? Huh? I don't remember that. He decided to ask one last question. Did you happen to hear why Hitomi was running late in the first place? Oh, no. Sorry. I am not very helpful, am I? Leyland dipped his head in apology. It's alright. Thank you for your cooperation. Please help Maria. I will. Kano parted ways with Leyland and went back to tailing his suspect. He pulled his phone from his pocket. It was Rumi again. My dad wants to talk to you. You can't put this off, Kano. It was weird that she called him twice when she knew he was in the middle of something important. Had something happened while she was waiting at the cafe with Shizo? Is it the dad? I bet the dad took the phone when she wasn't looking and making a call with it to see what's taking him so long. That'd be really freaking funny. Kano picked up hurriedly. What's the matter? What's the matter? You know what the matter is. Rather than Rumi's soft soprano, it was a threatening masculine voice that came over the phone. Uh-oh. Kano felt his whole body stiffen with dread. Is this my father-in-law speaking? Don't remember being anyone's father-in-law. The speaker's tone was firm and flat. No, I know, what I meant to say was, Kano found himself at a loss for words. So you're dating my daughter, huh? What? Yeah, do you have Alzheimer's? You don't remember that? Sir, yes, sir. Kano barely squeaked out his reply. Sir, yes, sir. Thinking about getting married? Yes, sir. And speaking of which, I'd love the chance to sit down and have a nice, long... Then how long are you gonna keep me waiting? Hurry up and get your ass over here. Pronto! Tip-top! Oh, how much Kano wished he could do exactly that. Sir, I would, but forget it. The words came in an angry huff. You can't have her. Goodbye. What? Sir, please, wait! As Kano cried in desperation, he heard Rumi's voice on the other end of the line. Dad, you can't just use my phone like that. You were taking too long in the bathroom. Give it back. Rumi? Kano tried and failed to keep the heartbreak out of his voice. Sweetie, what's wrong? Your father just said he doesn't want us getting married. What, Dad? What did you say to my boyfriend? Listen, you. Calling that boy little pet names and whatnot, I think you're a little too attached to this man that you probably want to get married to. It's not healthy. Daddy, you haven't even met him. That's why I told you to have him come see me. How long is he gonna make me wait? I came here unannounced and I'm very clearly being a problem. He's acting like such a boomer. Kano listened as the two argued on the other end of the phone. The phone must be lying somewhere between them. Could this get any more awkward? I'm sure it's about to. Rumi, I'm sorry, Kano shouted apologetically into the mouthpiece. This is all my fault. Please, you don't have to fight like this. The phone clattered as Rumi scrambled to bring it to her cheek. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. Sorry for what? It was Shizo again, grumbling in the background. You have nothing to apologize for. That's right, it's all your fault, Shizo. I'll deal with my father, Rumi said hastily. You just focus on work, sweetie. I know you're in the middle of something really important. Thanks, Rumi. Kano was legitimately touched. I'll do my best. Aww. Kano hung up and went back to the task at hand, more determined than ever. How sweet. Oh man, and the guy didn't even move a single step. For Rumi's sake, not to mention the victims, he needed to focus on cracking this case. The man he was tailing was walking several meters ahead. There was no telling when Kuze might give the arrest order. Kano braced himself to spring into action the very instant the order came down. Mobile command to all units! Once more, the director's voice came in over the wireless. Was it time to make the arrest at last? We've identified the man who first picked up the attaché case by the statue of Hachiko. No arrest yet then, but still a crucial development. His name is Tariq Al-Karan. He's got priors. Oh wait, I'm sorry. His name is Tariq Al-Karan. He's got priors for larceny, illegal possession of narcotics, you name it. He belongs to a foreign crime syndicate that's operating in Shibuya. Kano felt his apprehension rising. If this syndicate was behind the kidnapping, they were anything but amateurs. And though they might be leading the police on a wild goose chase, they certainly weren't playing around. If only there was a dictum for this. To be continued. Well, that's all of Achi's, not Achi's, that's all of Kano's story catch up. So let's see, we did that. So next would be Tama, because now her boss isn't going to be carted away because Achi gave them the wrong directions. Stuck in the cat costume. I'm imagining it's going to be the same, regardless of what we choose. Let's see. I grab it with both hands and yank it upward with all my might. I yank it upward with all my might. Why won't it come off? Oh, come on. No matter how hard I pull, it won't come off. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. A dull pain throbs in the back of my head. Did I smack it against something at some point? Shiri flashes me a curious look. Why are you trying to take the head off, What are you doing, she asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. I try pulling again, refusing to give up. That ain't gonna work. The thing's attached to the body, remember? I slump forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No! Most folks would have noticed that when they put it on, you know. Why didn't the boss help me get into this thing? Well, don't let it get you down, Chiri says. Here, drink some of this. Oh! She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some tea into it. We've already seen this part. I'm gonna keep going until we see new dialogue. In a fever of thirst, I drink the drink deliciously. It reaches as far as my own, and I drink all of it as the moisture returns, turning me human again. I was a mummy inside of this thing. Thank you so much, Chiri. I will tell my next generation of children all about this. It's like this bottle. I will make it my family heirloom. Protein juice. Yeah, protein shake, Chiri. Protein shake. It's not a juice. It's not a juice. That'd be like calling milk juice. If you want to burn body fat, you can't eat extra calories, she said after eating 2 box lunches by herself. And also drinking all of the tea. I mean, oh, no, she didn't drink all of it, but... Okay, it's saved. Oh, yep. Different dialogue, because he didn't get carted away because Achi gave the thugs the wrong directions. The door flies open suddenly, and a loud voice belts out. Hold it right there! I whirl around in a panic to see an odd-looking man standing in the doorway. It's Junichi Yanagashita. He's the guy who hired us. I gotta say, this music really fits in with how the guy looks. Like, it's amazing how well it does. I heard that, Chiri. Don't you go calling my product junk, that's disrespectful. Chiri gave him an apologetic look. Whoops, sorry about that. You should be, but whatever. If you really have doubts, have a try for yourself. Mr. Yanagishita pulls a bottle of burning hammer from his coat pocket. Sister products include... Sister products, huh? Sister products? What are you talking about? Dell Sweats, Cellulose, Better Sweater, Dom Pepperon, Power Burn Z. Wait, is Power Burn Z... Isn't that from... Is that from Yakuza? Mr. Thin, Nega Chow, and Super Nega Chow. Isn't that... Doesn't that mean sour? Why would you want sour chow? How would that help you lose weight? At first glance, it looks like some kind of energy supplement, but the cheapo label gives it an immediate impression of sketchiness. Yeah, it kind of does. Go on, Mr. Yanagishita says. Give it a go. Chiri reaches out to take it. But no sooner does she grab the bottle, than Mr. Yanagishita shouts out once more. That sentence is structured weird. Wait, hold on! What? Chiri squash. What gives? You two. You both good stomach-wise? Stomach-wise? Yeah, drinking this stuff on an empty stomach can cause some pretty nasty problems. So that's what happened to Kano since he didn't have anything to eat for like the last 24 hours. So just make sure you eat or drink something beforehand. Doesn't matter what, really. Wait, nasty problems. Yeah. Such as what, I ask? I'd rather not see. Nobody would buy it otherwise. Seriously? It's all good, I just had lunch, Chiri says. She flashes a carefree smile. Well, I haven't eaten yet. But on the other hand, I've been guzzling as much iced tea as I can fill myself up. As I can to fill myself up. It's probably safe for me to try this stuff, but he only pulled out 1 bottle. Wait, why? I can see 3 blurry ones down the picture. When did he pull out 2 more? May as well drink it, in for a penny, in for a pound, and hey, might help me lose some weight. Better not drink it, it's not even particularly appetizing. Wait, is this the stuff that gives you visions or something? I get the feeling drinking it is the bad choice because, well, I did drink stuff and they said as long as you drink stuff, it's fine, but go for it, drink it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Sippy, sip, sip. Wait a minute, you don't have a straw in it though. I stick the bottle of burning hammer into my mascot head mouth. It has an unexpected smell, like curry. Getting my own lips around the mouth of the bottle, I gulp down the liquid inside. Huh? It doesn't taste like anything. A handful of seconds go by. What the heck? It feels like a firecracker just exploded inside my mouth. Now it's spicy. Way too spicy. It's like I just swallowed a chili pepper coated in curry powder. Dang. Before I know it, I'm sweating bullets. Well, he's happy. Well, you sweating, Mr. Yanagishita X? Like a whole lot. You are, aren't you? Why does he sound so happy about that? That right there is the magic of burning hammer at work. Chiri and I are at a loss for words. Burning hammer. Drink all you want and just burn those pounds away. How's that sound? Good, huh? This is just so stupid spicy it makes you sweat, Chiri blurts out. Blunt and to the point, I approve. Yeah. Well, I guess you're right, Mr. Yanagishita says. They figured out the secret ingredient. It's all capsaicin. He hangs his head. What is in this stuff, I ask? I can feel my tongue tingling. Heck, my body is almost too numb to move. I'm so shocked I even forgot to get properly angry. So is this health food product that got imported from America a few years back? A few years back? Mr. Yanagishita explains. But the import agency went out of business not long after and couldn't move the merch. For a few years. So I bought up the whole lot. Everything that they had in their storehouse. Spent all the money I had on it. And other people's money apparently too. Chiri arches an eyebrow. How much did it cost you, she asks. 1 million yen for 300 bottles? I'm sorry? What the... What? Huh? Okay, a million. That'd be one. That's $10,000. He spent $10,000 on 300 bottles? Why? What? I can scarcely believe my ears. Me either, Tama. 300 bottles at 1 million yen for the lot. That's roughly 3,330 yen a piece. Each one of these teensy little bottles cost over 3,000 yen. Yeah, that's $30 USD. What is this guy thinking? Can he not do math? You got ripped off, man, Chiri says. You really think so? Yeah. Huh, yeah, you're probably right. He hangs his head even more despondently. This is the sort of thing they sell in the 100 yen shops or something. You're killing him. You're killing Mr. Yanagishita. Chiri, stop. Ouch, Chiri moving in for the kill. 100 yen shops, really? Mr. Yanagishita lets out the heaviest of sighs. I'm starting to feel pretty bad for the guy, actually. Don't let it get you down, sir, I say, hoping to comfort him. But Mr. Yanagishita just lets out a sob-choked sigh. A deep breath, emphatically exhaled, often a sign of disappointment, stress, or unrequited love. Also a way of expressing the anxiety brought on by massive debt. Yeah, I would say so. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right around now, Minorikawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh this way. Wait. Is this gonna change me to him? I forget what this is called, but this is something that changes you immediately to the other part of the story. And it's in a tip. That's cool. Oh, I can't? I can't jump to him? Oh, it's... Even though I did it, I probably didn't do the corresponding dialogue that led up to that. So that probably means I'm gonna have to come back here later and jump to him then. I try again. It'll be okay. Whether or not it helps you lose weight, it is spicy and it does make you sweat. I'm not sure I follow, Chiri says. How much you selling these bottles for, boss? 15,000 yen per bottle. Oh, so $150. $150 for a single bottle? Is he selling? Instead of selling it here, he should have went to the local GNC and done it for that price. Jesus. Selling all 300 bottles would yield proceeds of 4.5 million yen after deducting expenses such as the cost of the product, rental fee for the venue, pay for the part-timers and printing flyers. This yields a net profit of roughly 2.5 million yen. It's doubtful that anyone would pay 15,000 yen for a single small bottle. But you never know, there could be a few housewives or young women out there who'd fork out that much in the name of weight loss. A terrifying thought. I don't even know what to say, man. You're getting kidnapped by the loan sharks. What? Chiri's jaw practically hits the floor. Mine does the same. No way. Nuh-uh, no freaking way. Calling that price point absurd wouldn't even begin to do it justice. Well, look, selling it at that price is my only option. I need to cover my costs. Anyway, please, I need you both to do your work, to work your hardest. Apparently, he's committed to this insane course of action. Okay, Chiri replies. It's more like a sigh than a proper response, but I can't blame her. As for me, I can't even find the words. I'm so flabbergasted, I just sit there and don't speak up. Isn't this just a scam, sir? I mean, I may as well say it. I can't just sit there and not speak up. Isn't it just a scam, sir? Sorry, can't hear you. Mr. Yanagishita plays dumb. Fine, I repeat myself. This is a scam, isn't it? He tilts his head to one side. Something's wrong with my ear. Undeterred, I repeat myself once more. This is a scam, isn't it? Tears welling up. Tears are welling up in Mr. Yanagishita's eyes. Look, kid, he says huskily, listen up. He's clearly struggling to maintain his calm. You're in the grown-ups world now. I nod a few times. But a scam is still a scam, I say, right? You, sir? What's your name again? Oh, it's Tama. Okay, Tama, why are you still wearing your costume? What? He straight up dodged my question. Well, at least I tried. I explained the situation with my suit. Wow, so then are you going to do the sales demo like that? he doesn't even care or try to help her get it off. Well, if I can't take the mascot costume off, I don't have much of a choice, do I? No, that won't do at all. I hired you to be a model. If you're wearing that thing, then what's even the point? I'm at a loss for words. The point is exactly what he's missing. It's not like I'm wearing this getup because I want to. How about we just cut it off of you? Chiri says with a big grin. She pulls a massive pair of scissors out of her bag. The blades make an unsettling snip-snip sound as she waggles them in on my face. It's okay, you're wearing a protective mascot helmet. Whoa, no, you can't do that! Mr. Yanagishita exclaims. That suit's a rental. I don't want to have to reimburse them for the thing. Well, then what am I supposed to do, I ask. He looks at me uncertainly. How would you feel about living in it? Maybe you could have someone from the rental place come down? Chiri suggests. Before helping herself to the rest of my lunch. Oh, hey, good idea, Mr. Yanagishita says. He seems to be making an effort to calm himself down, at least. Just try to grin and bear with it until then, Tama. Well, I guess that's that then. I'm sure we'll get it off eventually, I say. Hopefully before the demo. That's the spirit. I really need you to be my model. Model, huh? It's flattering, but I can't help but wonder, would I be any good at that? Well, this is no time to be timid. I need that money, no matter what. My troubles all started earlier this morning. I was at a knick-knack shop on Center Guy. I happened to pass by and spotted a red necklace on display in the storefront. And I got this weird sensation when I saw it. You can maybe call it deja vu, something like that. It was as if I had been drawn to it somehow. This was mine. I was sure of it. I wanted it. No, I needed to make it mine. As soon as I possibly could. That's how strong the feeling was. The price was 40,000 yen. I checked my wallet repeatedly, but I only had 20,000 on me. Nonetheless, I needed to have it. There was just one question. How? Somehow, I managed to drag myself away from the shop. Just a few minutes later, I ran into Mr. Yanagishita. Hey, a voice said out of nowhere. If you want, I can pay you 10,000 yen for a day's work. I found myself staring at this frumpy middle-aged man who was handing me his business card. Managing Director, Junichi Yanagishita, Yamato Health Foods Co., Ltd. Oh, he has a trustworthy smile. I'm in a real bind here. Need some extra help. Would you mind coming with me? I'm begging you here. Just one day, please. He seemed pretty sketchy. As much as I needed the money for that necklace, I wasn't going anywhere with some random weirdo. I ignored him and tried to just walk off. Please! Please! Yanagishita grabbed me by the hand. Watch it, pal, I snap. Hands off or I start shouting for help. Please, it's not like that. Just hear me out. Look, I'm in a hurry. Please! Please! Knock it off! I spun forcefully away from him, yanking my hand from his grip. Oof! Yanagishita whirled through the air and fell into the bushes. Whoa, where'd that come from? He gasped. His eyes were wide as saucers. Not really. I mean, his eyes look pretty closed more than anything, I would say. You a martial artist or something? No, I think that was just a fluke. The truth was, I was surprised myself at how well I pulled off that escape move. Ah, okay then. Look, I'm sorry. Can you give me a hand? No way. No, I mean, give me your hand. My hip's killing me here. Ow, 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 ow. I guess the least I could do was help the guy get to his feet. Look, why are you hounding me so much? Please, don't be so angry. The moment I saw you, I just felt it. You're the only person who can possibly do this job for me. I let out a sigh, but my interest was admittedly piqued. The guy got his ass kicked and was still undeterred. I should give him a listen. What kind of job? I need a sales rep for a health supplement. I want you to do the PR as a dieting success story for my product. Just look at you. You have the body of an actress. Sales are gonna go through the roof. Well, it was hard to feel too offended when he told me that. The job didn't seem as fishy as I initially suspected. I mean, he's asking you to lie on stage, but alright. Alright, maybe I'm interested, I said. There's just one thing. Yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure I can handle it. I need 20,000 yen as soon as possible. So if the day only pays 10,000... Alright then. If you can sell 100 bottles at our sales event, I'll throw in another 10,000 yen as a bonus. How's that sound? I certainly couldn't think of another way I was going to earn 20,000 yen in a single day. This might be exactly the break I needed. You got a deal. You have my services for the day, I said, bowing my head. Yes! Yes! Yanagishita jumped for joy. He seems pretty attached to the ground. What about your hip? Huh? Oh yeah, it's better now. All better. Fixed itself just now. Yanagishita bowed deeply as I gave him a dubious look. Wow, that is a really deep bow. Look, I'm sorry. He added hurriedly. I wasn't trying to pull a fast one on you, honest. I was just scouting for talent and I saw you and, well... Was trusting this guy really the best idea? I was starting to worry just a little about whether or not he'd actually pay up. Look, I've staked everything on this sales demo later today, he went on. This is the make-or-break opportunity of a lifetime. Sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm in a ton of debt. 2 million yen. 2 million! Yanagishita's tone had taken on a feverish intensity. If I don't pay back by the end of the day, then boy howdy am I gonna be up the creek without a paddle. How did you even get into a situation like that? I asked. He gazed skyward, a far-off look in his eyes. Because even if he knows he has no chance of winning, sometimes a man just has to stand and fight. But I guess a girl like you wouldn't understand. He laughed and smiled at his own words, but he was right. I sure as heck didn't understand what this idiot was saying in the slightest. Anyway, real quick, could you put this on? Mr. Yanagishita briskly rummaged through his bindle, then thrust a cat costume out toward me. What? Here? I thought you wanted me to be sales rep and model. Why cat costume? Wouldn't... If you're hiring an attractive like girl to sell stuff for you, how does putting on the costume help that? Yeah, before the sales event, you gotta hand out some samples. The burning hammer in the sample bottles is cut 10 parts with water? What? It's cut into 10? Even so, it is intensely spicy, and drinking it on an empty stomach is sure to cause gastrointestinal distress, or even make the drinker black out. It's hard to believe that a sample of something so dangerous would win over any customers, but you never know. There could be housewives or young women out there who'd accept such a risk in the name of weight loss. Another terrifying thought. Wait, if it's cut into 10 and it does that much, then are the bottles concentrate then? If so, then I guess I kind of understand the high price, but it's still too high. The job's already started, you know. And with that, Mr. Yanagishita went about getting me into the mascot suit. Looking back on it, it was a pretty ridiculous turn of events. Still, if I'm going to get my hands on that necklace, I have to take the chance that this job pays out. Knock, knock. There's a knock at the door. Huh? Who could that be? Mr. Yanagishita asks. We got a customer already? He opens the door and heads outside. No way that's a customer, Chiri says. I mean, right? She guzzles from her 2-liter bottle of iced tea. Geez, no one's gonna buy something as sketchy as this. I guess not, I agree. But the only thing I can really say about burning hammer is that it's spicy. Anyhow, Chiri says, want to get something to eat? No. But you just ate lunch. 2 lunches. My lunch. I know this amazing Chinese buffet. Want to come along? Chiri talked over Tama. Because I'm gonna dominate. Huh? Someday I plan to chow my way through every item on their menu. Before I can respond, I hear a sudden outburst in the hallway. It makes me think that Chiri's like a competitive eater or something. That has to be the backstory for her, right? What the hell are you thinking selling something like this? The voice sounds harsh and strained. It's quickly followed by another voice, Mr. Yanagishita, sounding desperately apologetic. Well, be fair now. I did ask whether or not you were on an empty stomach. He must have gave someone some burning hammer, huh? I say. Chiri nods. Yeah, maybe. But that's weird. Did we really get a customer this early? A customer? At this time of day? In this building where we're selling burning hammer? Who would want to buy this stuff? Chiri says. Yeah, isn't the sales demo not until 1 o'clock? There are more sounds from the hallway. Chiri gets a weird look on her face. Whoa, what? Well, what the heck? What's going on? What the fuck? Die! Suddenly a man kicks down the door and bursts in, shrieking like a madman. Why is Minorikawa here? His face is flushed, steam is erupting from every pore. Chiri and I can only stare, frozen with bewilderment, as he rampages around the room, smashing everything in sight. Why couldn't I jump to him before? Why is he here now doing this? What's going on? Seriously, what on earth is happening? Why is he here? In a matter of moments, the venue is completely totaled, and then the guy simply charges back out the door. No chance of holding a sales demo now. Why did this have to happen? Who was that guy? Why do you have to do this? There are so many questions. Excuse me. Demo postponed. There wasn't much Tama and Chiri could do to stop this strange intruder from destroying the sales event, but why did he show up in the first place, especially at this hour? The man in question has a clear choice to make at 11:30, and poor Tama's fate hinges on what he decides. Okay. Well, let's go to Minorikawa. Because now he shouldn't get stopped by Kano, because Kano already made it to the end of his story at the to be continued part. So this should be fine here. Until we get new dialogue, I will just skip through it. His frantic journey started 20 minutes earlier. He was at home working on interview piece. He already did this. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. What, is there a way to... There is not. Alright, there is not a way to fast forward, apparently. Be quiet, he pointed at the phone. I'm writing here. Hello, Minorikawa speaking. There was no response. It was his friend, who is very sad. That we've already talked to last time, in the last video. Oh, man. It isn't work-related, then what do you want? I'm really busy here. Minorikawa is very busy as a freelancer. If you could get to the point. If you could hurry up and get to the point. I'm kind of busy here, typing with one hand. Could you hurry up? Oh, yeah. 5 winning symbols in a row wins 100,000 yen, yeah. Yeah. Mr. Toyama, are you crying? There was another cry. Why are you? Are you doing this? What's the matter? It's nothing. Well, it's gotta be something. Come on, what is it? I don't have all day. I'm busy typing here. Doesn't tell me anything. Mr. Toyama, I'm hanging up. The only thing I can do now is die, Mr. Toyama said. The taxi's tires squealed as the cab rounded a corner. The shift in momentum made Minorikawa topple over the back seat. Over in the back seat. There we go, 10 minutes on the dot, the driver announced. Minorikawa righted himself and looked out the window. Shibuya Station. I knew you could do it, Mr. Kimizuka. He told the driver how to get to Heaven Publishing. It shouldn't be more than 5 minutes further. Sir, if I may ask, just what are you in such a hurry over? Son of a bitch. I beg your pardon? Mr. Kimizuka bristled. Not you, the guy who's waiting on me, Minorikawa said. I'm gonna give that son of a bitch a piece of my mind. That was a lot of dialogue to skip for like that one paragraph. The multi-tenant building where Heaven Publishing has its offices came into view. The taxi stopped outside. Minorikawa opened the door as he hurriedly reached for his wallet, then stopped. What if the worst had come to pass and he needed to take Toyama to a hospital? Should he have the taxi wait here, or would it be better to call an ambulance? Sir, is there a problem? The driver asks. I mean, it would take a while for an ambulance to get here if you would call one, whereas if you have the taxi here now, that would save time. Yes? I mean, that's my logic. Like, just because an ambulance comes, it takes longer for them to get here. Wait here, I'll be right back. Minorikawa was out of the cab in an instant and running for the building. Once inside, he avoided the elevator in favor of rushing up the stairs. Heaven Publishing rented out the 3rd and 4th floors. In all likelihood, Toyama would be at the editing department of 4-Star General Gossip on the 4th floor. When he got there, however, the door was locked. Mr. Toyama! Hey, Mr. Toyama, open up! It's me, Rent Collection! He shouted and banged, but there was no reply. Something was seriously wrong. Minorikawa took a deep breath and then kicked the door in. Whoa! Whoa, hold on there, buddy. Mr. Toyama was standing on a stool, about to slip his head through a noose that hung from the ceiling. What the hell are you doing? Minorikawa lunged for Toyama. The two men crashed on the floor in a tangled heap. A pile of clutter slid off a nearby desk and fell on top of them. Minorikawa, what are you doing? Toyama whined. Dragging himself onto his feet proved something of a challenge. That's what I'd like to know! Minorikawa's fury was mounting. What the hell is this about? He jabbed an accusing finger at the noose hanging from the ceiling. What do you gotta say about that? Oh, that? One of those fluorescent lights died. And I was just swapping it out. Yeah! I see. You just didn't have a ladder on hand. So that's why you was using the chair. So what's the rope for then? Don't you feed me that bull. What was that phone call all about? That business about how the only thing you could do was die. Tell me. It's just a joke. Toyama curled his lips into a faint semblance of a smile. Minorikawa wasn't buying it, but he didn't have time to press the issue. A cute little voice echoed through the editing office. Daddy, I'm back from the store. Wait a moment. Wait, so this guy did it. He sent his daughter away on her own and then offed himself. What is this? What was this guy thinking? A little girl came walking in carrying a length of rubber gas tubing. It was Toyama's 5th grade daughter, Hana. Teru, Toyama's only daughter, currently 10 years old. The night Hana was born at Shibuya Central Hospital, there was an unexpected fireworks display outside the building. Outside the window of the maternity ward. As he looked out at the bursting rockets, Teru decided to name his daughter Hana after the Japanese words for fireworks, Hanabi. Doesn't Hana also mean flower, though? Minorikawa stared. Toyama, you were planning on using that hose to... He hesitated to end his sentence with gas yourself to death. Well, it's almost gas heater season after all. The hell it is! It was a beautiful sunny April day outside. You think I'm stupid, Toyama? Well, you know how sensitive I am to the cold. Yeah, you do seem very sensitive, Toyama. I will give you that. This was getting truly ridiculous. Minorikawa got right up in his face. Listen, just explain to me what the heck is going on, okay? He kept his voice low, but his eyes were steely. Hannah clung tightly to her father, gazing worriedly up at the two men. No, it's just... Toyama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. Keep out! Oh, wait, hang on. I have to jump to Minorikawa now. From Tama's story. That's what it is. I know this. To progress further, you'll need to jump from another protagonist. Sometimes jump keywords might be hitting within a tip. No, you don't say. You don't say. He lets out a sigh. Okay, let's see. Where is Tama? Jump! Let's jump. Let's do some jumping. Jump all around. Get up, get down. Let's see. Oh, sigh! I see that word. It says sigh. No, no! No! Minorikawa! Here we go. Alternate timeline time. No, It is just... Toyama let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. It's the scratch cards that were in 4-star general gossip. A type of lottery card featuring areas printed with a special silver ink. These silver inked areas can be scratched off with just a fingertip or coin to reveal potential winnings, providing a quick speed lotto fix. In order to prevent the symbols or letters underneath the silver from showing through, the back of the card is printed in black. Somehow, you always seem to lose when you've got your hopes up, but manage to win when you least expect it. That's where the problem is. And what is the problem? If you shine a light on the cards from behind, you can see where the winning symbols are. Whoa! I messed things up dealing with the printing company. All this, he gestured vaguely. It's all my fault. My responsibility. He proceeded to explain the situation in detail. Word was quick to leak on the internet that there was a way to find the winning symbols. And suddenly, thousands of card holders turned up en masse to collect. Heaven Publishing was hit with a massive financial liability, and the employees rushed to flee a sinking ship. Before Toyama realized it, he was the only one left at the company, and he was up against the deadline for next month's 4-star general gossip. If I have to drop next month's issue, I'll be stuck in debt even deeper. And if that happens, I'm finished. Toyama gave a dismal groan. Don't drop the issue! Minorikawa snapped. He pounded his fist right into the side of a cardboard box. But Toyama just shook his head weakly. I've been up for 3 days straight trying to fill the pages. It's not enough. I can't do the impossible. He dropped his gaze to the floor. Countless scratch cards lay scattered about. They'd probably been amidst the pile that had fallen from the desk earlier. Each card showed a neat row of 5 win symbols. You can't know if it's impossible if you don't see it through. I'll never make it in time. The proof needs to be done by 8 o'clock this evening. The final stage before printing, when the copy or manuscript is checked for errors. Not sending corrected proofs to the printer before the deadline can result in the book or magazine in question not making it onto the shelves in time for release day. Well then, Minorikawa thought to himself. He let out a sigh, then held his hand out to Hannah. Hannah, would you mind giving me that hose? Hannah gave her father a quick look, then handed the rubber hose to Minorikawa. This won't be necessary. He tossed the rubber hose into the trash, then jabbed his finger toward Toyama. Show me the layout and draft proposal for next month's issue. Toyama blinked a few times in disbelief. Huh? You can't possibly be serious. I'm trying to help. Now show me the layout and the proposal before I change my mind. After a brief, incredulous pause, Toyama hurried off to grab the paperwork. A layout, in publishing speak, is an outline of a magazine showing which articles will occupy which pages. Minorikawa gave it a quick once-over, finding that 12 of the pages were still blank and untouched. He wanted to punch whatever writers had been assigned those pages. See what I mean, Toyama said? It's hopeless. He sounded perversely proud of his failure. See what I mean? It's hopeless. Getting enough material to fill 12 pages by 8 o'clock. Yeah, it was definitely a tall order, all right. Says who? Minorikawa replied. Remember who you're talking to here. Me, expert. Expert Okawa. You seriously think you can do it? You're joking, right? Minorikawa shot back. I seriously know I can do it. There's nothing in this world I hate more than a bad joke. Why are you doing this for me? Toyama was getting misty-eyed. I'm not doing it for you, you spineless wimp. I'm doing this for poor little Hana. Minorikawa, I'm so sorry. Toyama bowed his head so deeply Minorikawa thought he might put his face through the floor. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your daughter. Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me, Hana. Toyama clutched her tightly in his arms. The girl hugged him back, on the verge of tears. Hey now, enough of the waterworks. I've got your backs. Don't worry about a thing. Minorikawa picked up the draft proposal for the pages that needed filling. The words Shibuya Scuttlebutt Special were plastered across the cover sheet in big, bold type. Okay, so a 12-page special edition block on Shibuya, fair enough. And the first on the docket, drink yourself thin with burning hammer. Oh! So that's why that's there. That's why he was there. This reeked of a scam. The only way drinking more of something would make you lose weight would probably be if it was mixed with the laxative, probably. Still, there wasn't enough time to tweak the layout plan now. According to the proposal write-up, a product demo was scheduled for 1 p.m. that day. The location printed out on the map was blurry and hard to make out, but Minorikawa had a rough idea of where it was. It looked like he didn't have much of a choice but to swing by in the hopes of getting more material. He scanned further along in the proposal. Society of Surveillance, hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. The rise and fall of Shibuya's village vigilante squad. Oh, SOS? Where are they now? Washed up screenwriter showcase. Who could that be? Sexy Square, twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Shibuya now. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Shadowy foreign crime syndicate exposed. Foreign, you say? These 7 pieces were supposed to fill the 12 empty pages. That was a plan, but at any rate, there wasn't enough material here to make any headway. The Shibuya Now article didn't even have any proposed content. This sucked hardcore. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. The note suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters in Shibuya had banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things had flipped around completely and they'd become a gang of street punks themselves. A turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article to be sure, but tracking down this gang would take time. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one about organ harvesting here in Shibuya. The rumor was that organs were being smuggled out of Southeast Asia and fenced locally at a tremendous price. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. If Minorikawa was going to be spending all day gathering other material, though, he didn't have much time to spare for it. Shibuya Now, the rise and falls of Shibuya's vigilante squad, black market organ trafficking in Shibuya, Minorikawa decided that one of those 3 would have to go. He thought long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. There was a good chance he'd really screw himself over if he picked the wrong one. Finally, he decided to cut Shibuya now. I mean, he'll probably come across the Vigilante Squad because Achi's there. And organ trafficking is foreign crime syndicate, so that's probably the foreign crime syndicate that Kano's trying to find. Shibuya now doesn't have anything. So probably Shibuya now. He didn't have time to make up an article out of whole cloth. His goal was to just make sure that 4-star General Gossip made it to the press at all. Society of Surveillance. Where are they now? Sexy squared. These three individuals slated for interviews, but no appointments had been made with any of them. Unscheduled interviews were a dicey prospect. Minorikawa decided to call them up on his cell as he made his way down the list. The only one he managed to get a hold of was Shinanosuke Orai from the Where Are They Now piece. Former broadcaster writer has appeared on various popular variety shows on commercial network Sun TV. He currently heads up a small theater troupe known as the Wandering Angels, operating out of Shibuya. Later today, the troupe is putting on a performance at Ace Theater in Sakuragacho. He said they'd be willing to give a 15-minute interview after 2:30. Minorikawa sighed. You just have to get the material from others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. Was it possible to get all the material and write it all up and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? Put some big pictures in the magazine, that'll help. It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simulations ended him with having a proof ready in time. He just needed one more thing, and that was another writer. Minorikawa zoomed through his contacts list, calling up all the freelancers he knew. The results were depressing. Answering machines. Overseas on business. In the hospital. Currently doing time. Arrested and in jail? Damn. Before long, he called everyone he could think of except for one. Novice freelancer Chiaki Iso. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Minorikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered in a one-on-one setting. In such a rattled state as to be unable to speak, Chiaki's tendency to become flustered is famous among her freelancer writer colleagues. Once she conducted an hour-long interview during which she only managed to ask her interview subject's name, yet another chapter in the Legend of the Hopelessly Flustered Chiaki series. If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. And if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of a copy. Would she come to his aid if asked? Quite probably. But what would she do? The issue was whether or not she would hinder more than help. This was no time for beggars to be choosers, or he needed to go through his contacts. Well, this person has a name. And some of the tips had people's names in them too. If they're named, I'm pretty sure they're important to the story. So, call up Chiaki. No time for beggars to be choosers. Minorikawa decided to call up Chiaki. Ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-dong. The phone rang several times before a sleepy voice finally answered. Hello? Chiaki, hi, it's Minorikawa. Are you free today? Huh? What? She seemed thrown by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up? No, I mean, well, yeah. Good morning. Her voice still sounded half asleep. So then I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for the day as usual. Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. If I'm not awake, I can't dwell on how hungry I am. She didn't sound well. Almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Well, I got work for you. I'm over here at 4 General Star Gossip. Get over here ASAP. What, you really mean it? That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. Come on already. I need you here 5 minutes ago. Minorikawa decided he'd assign Chiaki to the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. First, I want you to take a look around Shibuya for this group of vigilante types. By vigilantes, you mean people who have volunteered to help prevent crime? There was a note of relief in Chiaki's voice. Yeah, that's right. Except apparently now they've turned into a nasty street gang. Did you just say street gang? Nuh-uh. No way, absolutely not. Minorikawa could almost see her shaking her head on the other side of the line. What if I get killed or sold into slavery overseas or something? He doubted there was much chance of the latter, or the former for that matter, but still, he understood her concern. Alright, I hear you, he said. Then how about you go hang around Shibuya Station and do some street interviews for me? Street interviews? There was a nervous waver in Chiaki's voice now. Yeah, just talk to normal, regular people wandering around outside the station. You can do that, yeah? That should be fine, yeah? But, Mr. Mino, street interviews aren't really then why are you a journalist? Apparently, it was beyond her capacity to give him a simple no. No buts. Just interview at least 10 people and get me an article by 6 o'clock. Okay. Minorikawa had originally planned to axe the Shibuya Now piece because it didn't have any content, but getting some quotes from people on the street would at least make for a useful filler. That gave him a sudden idea. He'd take on the vigilante story himself and have Chiaki handle Shibuya Now. That was plenty of work to keep 2 people occupied throughout the day. The more time-consuming organ market story would have to be cut. After explaining what kind of interviews he was after, Minorikawa hung up. Okay, I got us another writer. We'll get through, Toyama. Somehow. Toyama shrugged gloomily. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. Oh, Toyama, what do you mean? Are you kidding me? Minorikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. What is it now? The loan company is sending us a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. But as you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. Don't open the door. Glad I could help. That's less than ideal. Yeah. So what's the plan? Well, they said provisionally that if next month's issue gets published, they'd be willing to wait on repayment. Then there's no problem. The issue is coming out, guaranteed. But they're not gonna take my word on that anymore. I'm gonna need to prove it. If we could fill, say, half the 12 pages by the time they showed up, I could probably convince them. Alright, Minorikawa said wearily. So for starters, we need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. They had to get all 12 done as it was. That made a perfect midpoint to shoot for. Any other problems you'd like to let me know about? No, Toyama said. No, that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minorikawa. Again, he bowed his head low. Minorikawa felt distinctively awkward. He had known Toyama for years, and had never been kitoed to this like this before. Yeah, well, kotoed. Yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Minorikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle, and then considered where to head to next. Diet sales demo? Where are they now? Society of Surveillance? Sexy Squared? A university associated with Minorikawa High School. Notable alumni include famous actress Masami Nagahama and National High School Baseball Championship winning pitcher, the Tissue Prince. That's his name, the Tissue. Okay. The Tissue Prince. Its educational philosophy is summed up in its slogan, words, skill, and beauty. A very high percentage of winners of the Miss Minorikawa contest go on to careers in the entertainment industry. Shibuya Vigilantes. The diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock. And the interview with Shinosuke Orai, Where Are They Now, was slated for 2:30, so those times were set. The question was what to do in the interim. It was a little early, but maybe he should go to Center Guy and try to get an interview with the sales drink demo. No diet drinks for you. It's a bit of a hike, but maybe he could go to Dogenzaga and check out Indo Electronics. Now that seems like a winner right there. It was a bit of a hike, but maybe he should go to Dogenzaga and check out Indo Electronics. Yeah, that should give him what he needed to put together the Society of Surveillance piece. Okay, I'm heading out. And don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone, okay, stupid? You got it? Stupid? Minorikawa hustled out of the editing office, hoping Toyama would take his admonition to heart. Exiting the building, he hopped into the taxi that was waiting outside. Thanks for waiting. Can you get me to Dogenzaga ASAP? Son of a bitch! Minorikawa bristled. I beg your pardon? That son of a bitch you wanted to give a piece of your mind, sir. Was he waiting for you like you expected? Oh, yeah. And I damn well did give him a piece of my mind, too. Glad to hear it, sir. The taxi sped off. Minorikawa pulled out the proposal and looked over it again. The idea for the surveillance story revolved around the claim that hidden cameras had been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts, upwards of 500 of them. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots, and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. The cameras were managed by Daisuke Indo, the owner of Indo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. That was Minorikawa's first mission then. He needed to get this guy's story. Scanning the side of the road, Minorikawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Indo Electronics. Right here's fine! The taxi stopped and Minorikawa pulled out a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? Look, don't sweat it. The name's Minorikawa, and I'm a freelance writer. I care about two things. What's real and what's true. There's real work to what you've done for me, and I'm guessing it's not enough money because you had to wait. That there is a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please take it. Minorikawa slid off the taxi and headed for the electronics store. Oh, I thought the taxi driver was gonna stop him because it wasn't enough money. Inside Indo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than an actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched toward the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. That's old. A storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. These magnetic discs are sheathed in paper or plastic jackets and are known for their tenacity to flop around in one's hand. Technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Additionally, Door, released in 1983, the debut title from this game's producer, Koichi Nakamura, was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. Door, that sounds familiar. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo, are you in there? Minorikawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. The shop was definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it unattended. Hey, Mr. Endo! Come out! I know you're in there! After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds from the living space behind the shop. What? A door opened to reveal a tired-looking, middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, but I'm kinda in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or... I thought you were running a business, dude. Please, just give me a minute. I'm a freelance writer. The name's Minorikawa. Minorikawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. A magazine piece, huh? Precisely, so if I could just have a little bit of your time today. The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, but you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Indo reached into the clutter and pulled out a phone. Hello, Indo Electronics. The proprietor listened for a moment and then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, all right. All right, understood. I'll try and get a hold of the customer then. Indo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine and the manufacturer just called to let me know the model was defective. Defective? Apparently, once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. I need to tell the customer and have it... I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. Indo shifted through some of the sales slips and read a number off of one and made a phone call. Hello, Minorikawa speaking. No one picked up on the other end of the line, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Performance? Minorikawa asked. I sold it to a guy from some theater troupe. They're called the Wandering Angels or something. The theater troupe run by Shinosuke Orai. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m. they are performing their 22nd piece, Avoir. Right now, all of the actors are already in the theater except for Akemio Mundo, who plays the rival of the main character Ryu. The angry production chief has sent his assistant to Mundo's apartment, but he does not yet know what awaits him there. Continued in The Tale of the Wandering Angels, Episode 2, 6 episodes in all. The 22nd piece, but there's 6 episodes? The Wandering Angels, that was Shinosuke Orai's theater troupe. Minorikawa had an interview with them booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Minorikawa hastily explained what he was after. Indo gave him a dubious look. You want to ask me a question? How dare you? As I said earlier, I'm a bit busy right now. Busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You gotta be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Indo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine. Then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Indo Electronics sells defective merchandise. Huh? Just what are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm gonna get in touch with them as soon as I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. Indo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Minorikawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of the Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Indo scowled. How dare he make a fair deal? And where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, Minorikawa replies, but one thing I'm not is a liar. The shopkeeper took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes, that's all you get. Minorikawa whipped out his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Then let's get right down to it, shall we? Go right ahead. So I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Yes, that's right. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Young people who act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots, and who frequently resort to petty theft and other mischief, also referred to in more outdated terms as ruffians or hoodlums. Indo said the word with marked distaste. Oh yeah, I remember there being some problem kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my sign, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful. I see, yes. Minorikawa scribbled digitally in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait, vigilante squad, you say? Whoa, hold right there for a sec. Minorikawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. The guy's son was a part of the vigilante squad? What a stroke of luck. Maybe he could also provide some info for the article on the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me about the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. Originally a group of well-meaning young people who would try to get together downtown as a sort of vigilante squad, trying to keep Shibuya clean and safe. In these days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. Prided themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. The top gang in Shibuya? Did I really just hit jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. Let's continue. Let's continue this, and we'll do that next time. Oh, Minorikawa hesitated. Guess he's of no use to me then. Oh, believe me, I know how you feel. Wow, way to shit on your son, Dad. The look on Endo's face spoke volumes. There was no point in interviewing Endo's son if he wasn't with the gang anymore. I figured that Minorikawa's run of good luck would end eventually. Still, he got in a lead in the form of a name, SOS. That was progress. Alright, so back to the matter at hand. He flipped his notepad back open. What do you decide to do about all these juvenile delinquents? I set up a tiny little web camera in order to protect my property. Camera is designed to send video information to a computer via the internet. Look carefully and you can often spot them outside private residences and even on public streets, where they are installed for use in surveillance. Given the risk of transmitted data being intercepted, the images recorded by such cameras are generally encrypted to prevent playback by unauthorized third parties. Many landmarks and attractions make their camera footage publicly available online. I see. And I'm guessing the webcam did the trick. Sure did. And so then other local businesses heard about it and started asking me to install some for them. Web cameras aren't particularly expensive, so it wasn't too tough to set them up all over downtown. So who's in charge of these security cameras? Members of the Downtown Business Committee take turns. The cameras are connected via a wireless network that business owners can access throughout the area. A LAN, or local network area, a communications system that can only be used within a certain limited geographical area. A wireless LAN transmits using electronic signals. Although convenient because it does not require cable attachments, there is a risk of signals conveyed in this way being intercepted by a third party. How is your security for this wireless network? Oh, no problems on that front. Endo seemed surprised at the question. All the footage sent over the network is fully encrypted. Encryption is the process of encoding data so that it is indecipherable by a third party. Restoring encrypting data to its original form requires what is called a key, a program designed for this purpose. There are two main security types, such as cryptographic systems. Secret key crypto systems use the same key for both encryption and decryption. Public key crypto systems use a public key to encrypt the data, but require a private key known by the recipient in order to decrypt. But still, people can't feel too good about being recorded on camera without their knowledge, don't you think? Minorikawa asked. The shopkeeper's expression darkened. We hope to strike a balance between crime prevention and protecting individual privacy. And who decides what that balance is? Minorikawa let a note of challenge slip into his voice. That would be me. I have been entrusted with the management of the security systems. I see. So essentially you're providing your own moral oversight. Are you implying that I'm abusing my authority? Endo shot back. I'm doing this in the name of public order. Right. You've had your 5 minutes. Now get out of here. The shopkeeper stood up and headed back into the back. I'll be sure to let the wandering angels know about the dry ice. Excuse me, I don't know where that came from. I'll be sure to let the wandering angels know about the dry ice machine. Minorikawa hollered at the closing door. Episode 2, when Akimi Mondo didn't show up to at the theater at the meetup time, production assistant Yuko Tozuka went to call on him at his apartment. Upon arriving, Tozuka found that the place had been staked out by debt collectors. Mondo had borrowed 300,000 yen, and they wouldn't let him leave his home until he paid up. It looked like the only way to save Mondo was to give the debt collectors the operating funds for the theater, but before Tozuka could head back to relay the news, the props master Shinichi Bando showed up. Continued in episode 3. Endo didn't reply. Minorikawa had gotten enough of a story to put an article together, so he decided to hurry to a coffee shop and get started on some copy. He was making his way down along Dogenzaga when his cell phone rang. The incoming call display showed Chiaki's name. Chiaki, what's going on? Oh, it's no use. She sounded like she was on the verge of tears. What's no use? I can't do this. I just can't talk to people passing by on the street. What? Why not? It's just that everyone seems so busy when they're walking past. If I try to interrupt them, they're gonna be all mad at me. Well, who the hell cares if they get mad? Minorikawa was ready to start ripping his hair out. I don't want them to be mad at me, she whimpered again. Well, this wasn't about what she wanted, was it? She was supposed to be working, not whining. Look, Chiaki, you need to get me those interviews. Period. Do I make myself clear? He hung up before she could squeeze in an objection. Good thinking, Minorikawa. Damn it, Minorikawa muttered. Just what I needed, one more thing to worry about. He pulled at his hair a few times, then cast his word gauge in the direction of Shibuya Station. Dun, 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 dun. To be continued! Yay! I think Minorikawa, Minorikawa. Yeah, I'm saying his name. Minorikawa. I think he's my favorite character. Unless they add more characters, I think he's my favorite. I really like his character, and I wanted to finish the story before I ended it. But man, all those words just kind of go together. They just mix together, and it makes it hard to read. But I'm really enjoying this story, and I'm going to leave this one here. I'd like to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you'll enjoy the next one as well. Goodbye. Goodbye.